Been a busy couple of days for the Cubs, a great week to be a Cubs fan, and we're going to talk about that as we head to the Cubs convention today. A lot to talk about here on the Cubs baseball channel. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Thanks for hanging out. Let's get this thing started. Go Cubs. What do you say, everybody? I'm Mick Gillispie. Welcome to the Cubs baseball channel. Great to talk to you on this Friday as we get ready for Cubs convention and a lot of news this week surrounding the Cubs. I'm Mick Gillispie on socials at Broadcaster Mick. All right, let's talk about it. First off, the Cubs got their man. They finally were able to add to the rotation. Left-hander Shota Imanaga. Signed by the Cubs, a great deal for the Cubs. Imanaga coming from Japan, a strikeout pitcher, a guy that throws a lot of pitches in the zone, doesn't walk many batters, from the country of Japan, pitched for the BayStars over there, and is a welcome addition to the Cubs. 4 years, $53 million. There's an option in there that could lead him to $80 million with some incentives. And this is really the first big significant move for the Cubs, as you know, since they went and were able to get Craig Counsell as their manager. So starting to see things start to shape up now with the Cubs and their offseason moves. Still waiting on Cody Bellinger. Obviously, that's the piece that a lot of Cubs fans are hoping is added sometime soon. And I think that it could be. Obviously, there's a few other teams in the mix. You would think the Giants, maybe the Angels, who knows, maybe a mystery team. But the best fit in a lot of the people that cover baseball, that know the market, feel like the Cubs and Bellinger are the best fit together. So we'll find out if that happens as we move forward. Former Cub Marcus Stroman has signed a 2-year contract with the Yankees. So remember, he opted out. He had a 1-year deal, opted out. It was his decision to do that. And now he's going to pitch with the Yankees. And there's a third year in there from what I understand. So take him off of the free agency market as well. Cubs got Imanaga, but they weren't done this week. Yesterday, the Cubs pulled the trigger on a trade that netted them one of the top minor league prospects in Michael Busch. And a lot of people feel like Michael Busch has the potential to be a difference maker at the major league level. Some of you guys say, hey, he's another Matt Mervis. I mean, look at his numbers, compare those to Matt Mervis, who's in the Cubs system right now. Busch, predominantly third base, but can play first base as well. Also, second base in the outfield. So he's a utility guy, has a lot of power. And in AAA was one of the best players in the Pacific Coast League, an incredible on-base percentage, and a guy who's going to try to make a difference for the Cubs. And they've had a hole over at third base. We wondered if they were going to go out and sign Matt Chapman. With this deal, I wonder if that takes Chapman off of the table, or maybe they have other ideas for Busch. But this is another guy that you feel like you're already adding to a stacked farm system. And some of the publications had him as high as the number 2 prospect that the Dodgers had. Left-handed bat. I don't think, and some of you guys asked this, now that they got Busch, are they not going to try to go after Cody Bellinger? No, I think you want as many left-handed bats as you can get to drive in runs, and so that's Michael Busch. Now he got 27 games in the big leagues last year, a couple of home runs and 7 RBIs, and wasn't very productive. So he'll try to build on that, and that's same thing with Pete Crow Armstrong, same thing with Alexander Canario, same thing with Matt Mervis. The Cubs are going to have some talented young players that are going to be battling for playing time and also trying to turn the corner at the major league level. Cubs also got in the deal Yency Almonte. He's a reliever, had a sensational season for the Dodgers in 2022. 2023 dealt with some elbow fatigue, and the numbers weren't nearly as sharp, but the Cubs are hoping that Almonte is going to be someone that they can count on in the bullpen. Has an amazing sweeper pitch. He's not an overpowering guy, though, does throw his four-seam fastball and his sinker pitch in the 95-mile-per-hour range, and then it sets everything up, though, on the sweeper, which he throws 50% of the time. Cubs gave up some of their prospects, including Jackson Ferris. He is a left-handed pitcher. He's one of their top prospects, was in the lower levels of the minor leagues, so still has a way to go to get to the major leagues. You hate to give up arms, but to pull off this deal, the Cubs were going to have to give up some players, and they did. They gave up Ferris and Zaire Hope, who is an outfield prospect and a former star at the University of North Carolina. And that's, oddly enough, the same school that Michael Busch went to. So some Tar Heels in the trade as well. Should be a great weekend to find out what's going on with the 84 Cubs. Excited about those guys gathering in Chicago. 40 years since those guys made their run to the NL Championship Series. Came up short to the Padres, but so many great memories with some of our all-time favorite Cubs, and they're going to be at the convention. So for those of you that are going to be there, I'm certainly jealous. Jody Davis will be there, my buddy. Ryan Sandberg, spent time with him, great guy. Rick Sutcliffe, you see him on Marquee and ESPN a lot, broadcasting games. He's a big personality and one of the all-time great pitchers. Bobby Dernier, the center fielder. Sarge is going to be there and a lot more. So we'll be honoring those guys. 40 years since those Cubs came up just a little bit short, but some amazing players. I can still hear Harry Carey broadcasting those games and the excitement of them getting to the postseason, some of those battles throughout the 84 year. Should be a lot of fun. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. If something breaks, we'll be here. I'm looking forward to the next step for the Cubs. I really feel like eventually they're going to work out a deal for Cody Bellinger, but one way or the other, they're starting to pivot a little bit. They've sat back and watched the market play out, and now they're starting to react to it and make some moves. And so, interestingly enough, two big moves this week, and who knows what the future holds. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us on the Cubs Baseball channel. Get in the comments section. For those of you that remember the 84 Cubs, what was your favorite moment from that season? Tell me in the comments. Was it the finally clinching that playoff berth? Was it, the Sandberg game? I mean, what was it about that season that you remember the most? The fireballing shortstop. I got some really fun comments about that team and what they meant, whether it be Sean Dunston or Rhino or whoever, but a very spectacular season in Cubs baseball history. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, our channel is presented by the Tennessee Smokies, the Cubs AA affiliate, and them celebrating their first championship in 45 years. They have all kind of really incredible gear at the Smokies team store. So check that out as well, including autographs and memorabilia. And we will check you tomorrow. Go Cubs.